Are you tired of that voice in your head that just won't stop? The one that replays every mistake, worries about every possible future, and analyzes every single detail until you're completely exhausted. It feels like a relentless storm, doesn't it? Stealing your peace, your joy, and your ability to just be present. If you're longing to find a calm harbor in that storm, then you've come to the right place. For thousands of years, Buddhist wisdom has delved deep into the workings of the human mind. The Buddha famously compared our unending thoughts to a restless monkey, constantly jumping from one branch to another, never finding a moment of stillness. But here's the beautiful part. He also taught that true peace doesn't come from wrestling that monkey into submission or forcing your mind into silence. It comes from understanding why the monkey is so restless in the first place, and learning how we unknowingly create our own mental chaos. So, let us explore 3 profound yet simple Buddhist teachings that can guide you out of the labyrinth of overthinking and back to a state of inner peace. These aren't just ancient philosophies. They are practical tools you can start using today. Our first teaching is a game changer. Your thoughts are already disappearing. We tend to treat our thoughts as if they are solid, permanent fixtures in our minds. A worry about a work deadline feels like a heavy boulder. A regret from the past feels like an unshakable chain. But Buddhism offers a radical perspective. Every single thought is, by its very nature, fleeting and impermanent. It arises, and then it passes away. Think about it for a moment. Can you remember exactly what you were thinking about an hour ago? What about yesterday afternoon? Most likely you can't. The thoughts that felt so urgent, so all-consuming at that moment, have simply vanished, like writing on water. Even powerful emotions like anger, frustration, or sadness rarely last for more than a few minutes before they begin to shift and change. The Buddha said, "All things that arise will also pass away." This applies to everything, including the contents of our minds. When we truly grasp this concept of impermanence, our relationship with our thoughts changes completely. We stop treating every thought like an emergency that demands our immediate attention and reaction. A worry about the future pops into your head. Instead of grabbing onto it and spiraling, you can recognize it and say, "I see you. But I also know you will pass." An old, painful memory surfaces. Instead of getting lost in it, you can view it as just another cloud drifting through the vast sky of your awareness. The sky doesn't cling to the clouds, does it? It doesn't fight the stormy ones or try to hold on to the fluffy white ones. It simply allows them to come and go. In the same way, we don't need to cling to our thoughts. By letting them arise and pass freely, without judgment or resistance, the mind naturally begins to settle down. The storm starts to calm, not because you fought it, but because you stopped feeding it with your attention. For our second teaching, which gets to the heart of so much of our mental suffering, stop adding stories to simple experiences. Most of the time, it's not the event itself that causes us pain, but the narrative we weave around it. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're walking and you feel a sudden, sharp pain in your knee. That's the primary experience, a raw physical sensation. It's just a signal from your body. But then, the overthinking mind kicks in and starts layering stories on top of it. Oh no, what if this is serious? What if it gets worse? I bet I won't be able to go for my morning walks anymore. Maybe I'll need surgery. This is going to ruin everything. Do you see what happened? The original simple pain has now been magnified into a whole universe of fear, anxiety, and catastrophic future scenarios. The Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh put it beautifully when he said, "We often suffer 3 times from a single headache, once from the actual pain, once from worrying that it will never go away, and once from comparing our current misery to how good we felt before the pain started. One simple sensation becomes a triple-layered burden." Buddhist practice encourages us to strip away these stories and return to the simplicity of direct experience. A sound is just a sound. A feeling is just a feeling. A thought is just a thought. You don't need to immediately label them as good or bad, right or wrong. They just asterisk. Think about rain. For one person, it's a dreary inconvenience that ruins their plans. For a farmer, it's a life-giving blessing for the crops. The rain itself hasn't changed at all, only the story attached to it has. When we practice dropping the stories and just being with what is, our minds become surprisingly quiet and peaceful. This brings us to our third and perhaps most profound teaching: rest in the awareness behind all thoughts. This is a core insight of many contemplative traditions. You are not your thoughts. Let that sink in. You are not your anxiety. You are not your anger. You are not your self-doubt. These are just mental events passing through you. So, who are you? You are the awareness in which these thoughts appear. A great Tibetan teacher once used this powerful metaphor. Your mind is like the sky. Thoughts are like clouds passing through. No matter how dark the storm, no matter how many clouds fill the horizon, the sky itself remains vast, open, and untouched. For most of our lives, we're so busy chasing the clouds. We try to push away the dark, stormy ones and desperately cling to the bright, sunny ones. It's an exhausting, never-ending struggle. But what if instead of identifying with the clouds, we learn to rest as the sky? To identify with the spacious, unchanging awareness that is always present, witnessing it all? You can try this right now. Close your eyes for a moment, or just soften your gaze. Notice your thoughts, your feelings, the sounds around you. But then shift your attention slightly. Notice the simple, undeniable fact that you are aware, of all these things. You don't have to create this awareness. It's already here. It has always been here, underneath all the noise, calm, still, and fundamentally peaceful. When we learn to rest in this background awareness, we make a profound discovery. Peace was never something we needed to find or create. It was here all along, just hidden beneath the turbulence of our thinking mind. We find a still point in the turning world. So, to bring it all together, Buddhism doesn't promise a life without thoughts. That would be like wishing for a sky without clouds. Instead, it offers us freedom from being ruled by our thoughts. It's about changing our relationship with them. When we remember that all thoughts are temporary and will pass on their own, when we practice catching ourselves before we add unnecessary, dramatic stories to simple experiences, and when we learn to gently return our attention to the quiet, ever-present awareness that is our true nature, the mind begins to reveal its own natural state of peace. The restless monkey might still jump from branch to branch, but we're no longer jumping with it. We found a quiet, stable place from which to simply watch the show. The thoughts may continue to arise, but they no longer have the power to disturb our inner calm. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If these ideas resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more insights on finding peace in our busy world. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these teachings felt most helpful for you? Till next time, be well.